Hello, it's Nigby. This is an Iseo R50 that I got from Lockpicking Paul. Recently watched Lock from the Pick one as well, and it's what's really spurred me on to get this picked. So despite the terrible gutting that happened as part of the pick, I've managed to get it all back together, so happily got a lock that's working again. I have got an R50, so this is the key to it. This is not the key to this one. It does fit, but doesn't turn it. But I'll just show you around the key. It's a bit of a better example that you can see what's going on. So you've got a row of 6 main pins that are just made up. The pinning inside is spools and standard, fairly normal for a dimple keyway. You've got a set of key control passive pins on the side, and then you've got there's actually 5 on this one, but I think there's only 4 in my lock, and there's definitely only 4 in the lock that I got from Lockpicking Paul. But what you've got is that isn't sprung. That just reaches really deeply into the keyway. So one of the pins in the lock, 3 of them have got points on, which makes them easy to reach, and this one has got a flat top on. Don't know how that changes from key to key. I've got an example of one. So anyway, despite the terrible gutting that happened as part of this pick and gut, I've managed to get it all back together without losing anything, and really quite glad to get it picked. The main stack's picked like a normal dimple. Then you've got opposite here, you've got these, and it took me an absolute age to work out how to get those picked. I was picking them all individually, and you know, getting lots of clicks, and it just ping ponged between the lot of them. So in the end, you'll see how I actually got it done. So yeah, this one 100%. If you just have the 4 bottom pins in, it's locked. Obviously, if you have just the main stack in, it's locked. It's been a real fun time trying to get it worked out and picked. It took a few attempts to get it on camera, which is why I'm leaving the horrendous gutting in. I'm a sort of warts and all picker, YouTuber, whatever you want to call me. As I say, managed to get it salvaged. Anyway, Lockpicking Paul, thanks so much for the lock. Thanks for the fun. So coming up is the pick and gut. Oh, actually, no, first thing coming up is I just did a little example video of how these bottom pins are locking and how I think that they work. So I'll splice that in, and then we'll go into the pick and gut. So fairly lengthy video on this one. Anyway, if you make it through it, thanks a lot for watching. Okay, so what I've done is just put one of the try and get some focus that you can see, one of the bottom pins in with its shell and the spring, so you can see that that's springy. And I'm just going to turn this now. Need to do this very gently. So what you can see is that the edge of the core holder is acting like the groove on the lock, and then that just will not turn. And no matter how much you press on that, it's locked against the edge of the key pin or shell pin, as I've started calling them, and then all 4 of those do that. This front position is empty, the rest of them being in this. What's it? Hopefully I can put a picture up here of a close-up of these tiny little pins. But yeah, all 4 of those do that. Just stop it turning, and happens the opposite direction as well, and just stops the whole core turning, and the whole thing is locked solid. So you get loads of clicks, but you've just got to get the tension absolutely right. So just release that so that it's not under any tension. There you go. I'll try and get some close-ups now, but that's the problem that I was having, that Lock from Bluz just did not do at all. None of these pins locked up. Okay, let's see if we can get this on camera. So no key, so I can't spin this over, and tensioning clockwise, picking anti-clockwise with this absolutely tiny number 10 flag from multi-pick. And let's see how we get on. Okay, bit of a click out of 5 there. Okay, number 1's really needs setting quite low. I can't quite get it with that number 10. A little click out of 1. Okay, and at last we've got the full set, but now this full set tends to trap my pick. It's just a question of finding a way of wiggling it back. And then just need to pick ourselves out of this full set, which I'm hoping is just pin 4. Okay, so that should be all of the main pins picked. So it's just a question of now, all that's stopping us is the 4 bottom pins, or sorry, top pins, as it is this way up. And well, I'm hoping that's the last one picked, which is the hardest one to get set. It should be just a question of really easing up on the tension. Without dropping everything else. And there we go. So managed to just get that picked. I haven't got the pick stuck. So what I was doing is, you see this groove here, that lines up with the groove in the shell of the lock, and I'm just trying to lift all of those pins at the same time to the correct height. I suppose it's a bit like a raking action that I'm doing with it, because there is a slight bitting to them. And there we go. Anyway, we've got that picked, so let's get it gutted I'm going to have to be a little bit careful here because I haven't got the key. Take some of that zoom off, put some focus on. So very carefully just remove this circlip. So the best way I've found of gutting this, because I don't have the key. Oh man, oh, I've got a right mess of drivers and everything coming out there. Let's hope this isn't a brick lock. It's going to have to be a dump gutting, I think. That's a close-up of the top pins with the wafers. These are the passive pins from the side, and then down there you've got all of the top pins which act like little spools. And the way that they work is that that spring, which I'm not going to move very much at all because they go flying, sits inside the hollow pin, and the hollow pin it's the edge of the hollow pin that catches on the groove. So as you pick it, you push it down and it encloses the pin like that and stops it catching. So it's sort of a reverse of picking. It acts like a shell and just stops it from catching on anything else. So a quick look around that core. So that's the top pins. Those are the passive pins just for key control on the side. They just sit in there like that. They don't need picking, they're unsprung. And then these are the holes for the active bottom pins, and hopefully I'm now going to put some of those in and show you how they sort of bind up and stop things from turning. So please forgive the absolutely abysmal gutting. I'm now going to transfer all of this into this pinning tray, which is absolutely fantastic. I got this from Lock Fumbler, and it's been a real boon with some of these multiple tiny components. You can just shut the lid on it and keep things really organised, because I just need to clear the desk a bit just to have a play about and hopefully film how the bottom pins work. Anyway, if you have watched through that gutting, I've not decided whether I'm going to speed up or just ignore it, but anyway, thanks for watching.